Please lie down on your back. Lie on your back and rest your arms at your sides and lengthen your legs. Notice what areas draw your attention. Why do those areas draw your attention? Notice how you contact the floor. And notice your breathing towards your left heel. Slide your right hand along the floor towards your right heel, your right hand to your right heel. How far can you go easily sliding your hand towards your heel? Don't look, but in your imagination, how far is your heel from your hand? Rest for a moment. Rest, and now notice the contact of your right foot on the floor. Keep your right leg bent. Feel your right foot on the floor and notice what contact do you have. How does it feel around the heel? And around the middle of your foot? Around the front of your foot? Start to press your right foot into the floor. And as you press your right foot into the floor, what happens to the rest of your body? That pressing down of the right foot into the floor disturbs the rest of your body. In what way does it disturb the rest of your body? What happens to the pelvis? To the lower back? As you press, which part of your foot presses most? Imagine your foot like a triangle. with three areas: the heel, the center of the heel, and then where you feel the most pressure at the front of the foot around the joints, that first joint of the toes. Notice the pressure, the contact with the ball of the big toe, the joint of the big toe, the inside of the front of the foot, and notice the outside of the front of the foot. Press your foot into the floor again and notice, do you press more with one or more of those areas? Do you press more with the heel or with the big toe joint, the inside of the foot, or with the little toe joint at the outside of the foot? This time, as you push with the right foot, press with the heel. The rest of your foot will stay in contact with the floor, but press mostly through the heel, the right heel, and not so much through the front of the foot. Rest for a moment and lengthen your right leg. Take a moment to breathe. And now, same leg, bend the right leg again. And this time press through the inside of the front of the foot, the joint of the big toe, that big joint, not the smaller ones towards the end of your toe. The rest of your foot will stay on the floor, but how does it feel to press mostly through the front inside part of your foot? Go back to pressing through your heel again. Notice the difference is your body, the rest of your body, is it disturbed in a different way if you press with the heel or if you press with the inside of the front of the foot? Now press with the outside of the front of the foot. Does that change what happens in the rest of your body? Go around, once press with the outside of the front of the foot, then press with the heel, and then press with the inside of the front of the foot. Going around, changing each time, just to feel what's different, what feels familiar, and how does the rest of your body respond to that pressing? Rest again for a moment, lengthen your right leg and take a moment to feel, is there any difference in the sensation on your right leg and right foot? How does it compare to the left leg, left foot? Bend your right leg again and try to push through those 3 points on your foot equally through the heel, the inside of the front of the foot, the outside of the front of the foot, without letting the weight sway towards the inside, the outside, or the front, the back. Push with the whole of your foot. And now start to introduce a little more direction to the pelvis. As you push with the right foot, roll the pelvis to the left. And then gradually release the pressure and come back. Push through the whole of the right foot. And gradually release the pressure to come back. Repeat this movement a few times. Notice your breathing. Roll the pelvis to the left and come back. As you roll your pelvis, what happens to the rest of your body, to the waist, the ribs, the chest, and the head. Rest and lengthen both legs. Take a moment to notice any change around your right leg, pelvis, waist. Bend your right leg again. And put your left hand on your ribs, the lowest ribs that you can find on the left side. Have a little feel around and hold the lowest ribs on the left side with your left hand. And start to Press your left ribs into your left hand. Notice your breathing as you do this. And is there anything that you can do with your breathing to help move the ribs? Does it help to breathe in as you move the ribs, or to breathe out? Move your left hand up a little higher. And you can touch your ribs however you like, maybe with the palm of your hand, or maybe with the back of your fingers, whatever's comfortable for you. And now try the same thing with these ribs that are higher up. Protrude your ribs, press your ribs into your left hand. What happens to your head as you press the ribs into the left hand? Like you want to push your left hand away from you with your ribs. As you push your left ribs into your left hand, roll your head a little to the right, and then come back. Roll your head and come back. And rest for a moment. Rest your left arm, lengthen out your legs, make yourself comfortable, and take a moment to notice your breathing. Notice your breathing. Notice the rib cage on the right and the left side. And is there any difference? Is there any more movement? In any particular area? Bend your right leg again. Put your left hand around about the bottom of the left ribs. And push into the right foot. And at the same time as you push into the right foot, press your ribs into your left hand. Like you want to push your left hand away from you. Rolling the pelvis to the left, pushing the ribs to the left. Noticing your breathing. What happens with the head? perhaps the head might roll a bit to the right, or it might slide a bit to the right. Rest for a moment. Rest your left arm. Keep your right leg bent. And now put your right hand behind your head. So your right hand rests on the floor and your head rests on your right hand. And leave your left arm just in a relaxed place beside you. Push with the whole of the right foot to roll the pelvis, and at the same time slide your head a bit to the right. Use your right arm to slide your head round to the right so your nose stays facing the ceiling. Notice your breathing. Gradually increase the pressure into the right foot and then gradually decrease the pressure. Rest again for a moment. Rest your arms. Bend your right leg again. And now, in whatever way is easiest for you, reach your right hand towards your right heel. What helps you? What can you do with the rest of your body to slide your hand towards your heel? Rest and lengthen both of your legs. Take some time to notice any difference between the right side and the left side. Bend your left leg. Leave your right leg long on the floor. And think of those 3 places on your left foot. Push with your left foot and notice, can you push with those 3 places evenly? Gradually push down into the left foot and then gradually let that go. Rest for a moment and reach your left hand towards your left heel. How does that movement feel to do that on this side? How do you use the rest of yourself? Rest for a moment and now move your left foot further away from your head, maybe 20 centimeters or so further away from your head. So your knee is less bent. And now push into the left foot in order to roll the pelvis with your left foot in this position. What changes for you? Can you still push evenly through those three areas? And now move your left foot closer to you, closer than where you started. So your left heel will be closer to the pelvis. And now gradually press into the left foot, roll your pelvis, gradually let that pressure come back. And what's different about having your foot closer to the pelvis? Does it change anything? Try moving your foot more to the left on the floor. More to the left. And a couple of times, push with your foot there. Move it closer to the center, closer to the right, and push with your foot there. Move your left that gives you the most each of those places on your foot. Which place gives you the most power, the most leverage for rolling the pelvis? Find the place that gives you the most power and leave your left foot there. Take your right hand onto the ribs on the right side of you and push your right ribs into your right hand. And start to, at the same time as you push your right ribs into your right hand, push with your left foot into the floor and see if there's anything that you can do with the left foot to help push the right ribs into the right hand. What happens to your head? Push with the left foot, press the right ribs. Maybe the head can roll. Which direction do you want to roll your head? To the left or to the right? Perhaps the head slides a little on the floor as well as rolling. Rest again, lengthen both of your legs. Notice your breathing and notice what areas are moving as you're breathing in and as you're breathing out. Bend your left leg again. Put your right hand on your right ribs. Put your left foot wherever that gives you the most power to push into the floor through all of those three parts of the left foot. And push in to the left foot down into the floor. Roll the pelvis to the right. Push the right ribs away. And as you do that, slide your left hand towards your left heel. How far does the right hand go towards the left heel? Maybe you can touch it. Use your breathing to help. Switch sides, lengthen your left leg, bend your right leg. Put your left hand on the left side of the ribs and put your right foot where it will give you the most power for pushing into the floor. Push the right foot into the floor, press the ribs into the left hand and reach your right hand towards your right foot. Let your head roll or slide. Maybe it rolls a bit and slides a bit. How close can you reach towards your right foot? Can you touch it easily? It doesn't matter if you can or not. Rest again. Rest, lengthen your legs. Rest your arms at your sides. And take some time to notice your breathing. Notice what's moving as you're breathing in and as you're breathing out. Notice how your body contacts the floor. Notice those areas that draw your attention at the beginning. How do those areas feel now? Has anything changed? Let's finish there. Oyasumi nasai.